Hello, welcome back to the channel. Not a lot got done this week, project-wise, big-wise. I spent probably half the week mowing the lawn. I got the veg garden mowed and the rest of the garden itself mowed. So I was working on some internal projects, and in between I would do some weeding or maybe deadheading. Nothing too exciting, nothing really to, I mean, if you guys want me to share my weeding and deadheading with you, let me know in the comments below. But I think it's kind of boring, and I didn't really want to bore you guys more than I already bore you. I've gained a bunch of subscribers recently, which is great, but then I checked my stats the other day and I'm down 2 subscribers. So apparently I do bore some of you. So I apologize for that. This is not the most exciting nor dynamic channel. That being said, I did make some progress concerning the rose garden and some other plantings that I wanted to do. So first with the rose garden, I wound up getting the fence posts put in, most of them. I still have a few to put in, but I got most of the fence posts put in, and hopefully next week I can start running the fence. Again, it's not going to be a deer-proof fence. It's just going to be another layer to sort of deter or dissuade or just even annoy the deer. And also to help my little dog from running every which way but loose. Because sometimes she likes to do that. Sophie gets the 7 o'clock zoomies, as I'm now calling them. So 7 o'clock at night, when I'm done with the day and I'm tired and I just want to sit down and relax, she wants to go out and play and run around like a lunatic. She's a puppy. This is what they do. So the fencing will probably start going in next week. I'm going to make a concerted effort to start building new gates. I've been talking about this for a long time. I do apologize to anybody who's really interested in seeing me build gates, if there's any of you out there. But I have to get the back gate to the veg garden done, the gate to the rose garden done, the gate for the far side of the rose garden done. So I have at least those 3 gates. There's a large decorative gate that I want to build going out to the grand walkway. So I've got a lot to do. And I have a lot of pallets to hopefully try to build those gates with, because I've been collecting pallets from all of my deliveries that I get from Lowe's. I'll be taking those pallets, recycling them to make my gates. That's the gate that you see in the back. I don't know if you can see the gate in the background here, but the gates, the white gates that you already see, I made from pallets. And if you really want to see that, I think you can go back to last year, the year before, and there's probably a video up there. If I remember, I'll try to link one over here someplace. Like I said, not dramatic progress in the garden this week. I did mention plantings a second ago. I managed to get a bunch of Pinto Coleus planted up. A little clump here in the rose garden, and we'll go take a look at that in a second. And then I got a clump over by the driveway, along with, what was that other thing I planted? Oh, some more primrose, evening scented primrose I also planted along the driveway. So they got it planted up now. Hopefully get rain in the next half hour, believe it or not, even though I'm baking in the sun right now. So if we do get rain in the next half hour, all the better, because this way I don't have to worry about watering them today. And yeah, I'm gonna have to do a veg garden tour. I think I'll do it towards the end of the month. We'll do like an August veg garden tour, along with a flower garden tour if you guys are interested in. If you don't want to see those, let me know. If you do want to see them, let me know. Comments below. Please, it helps the YouTube algorithm. It helps me know what you guys are interested in and what you want to see. If you want to see something more of anything that I'm doing here in the garden, or if you want me to explain more in detail about something that I do. Again, I'm not a gardening expert. I'm figuring it all out. I'm learning as I go along. But if there's something that I do that maybe I can share with you, or if you can say, hey, Jason, you're doing it the wrong way, please. I'm all for that. I really want to water these peppers in the pots at least. But again, we're supposed to get rain in allegedly the next half hour. I'll monitor it. If we're not going to get rain in the next half hour, then maybe I'll just drag the hose around and I'll water stuff. Along the back here, I have various sunflowers at various stages, and I've just planted another round of seeds. So hopefully I will have sunflowers basically up until last frost. I mean, we're into August already. Believe it or not, I can't believe it. I mean, September, October, we don't get frost until mid to late November, depending upon the weather. Sometimes it's early November, but we'll have to wait and see how things pan out. Either way, November's right around the corner. I can't believe it. I also got another load of beans in. I planted some beans up, so that's pretty exciting. Hopefully they grow. My sweet potatoes, if you've seen, my sweet potatoes have been a struggle this year. First time I've ever grown sweet potatoes. I'm growing them in a raised bed. They're doing quite well, but the deer have been really, I guess the sweet potatoes emit some sort of odor or something that the deer want badly. So they hop the fence, so they find a way into the veg garden, and they go and they hit the sweet potatoes and they eat the tops off. They eat all the leaves, and the leaves are edible. So, so they do that, and I just posted up a YouTube short about it the other day. I think it was yesterday, actually. And yeah, I have one of those deer deterrent stakes right in there, which is supposed to have like dry blood, which is supposed to make the deer run away. Yeah, it did nothing. So the deer just turn around and do what the deer do. But it's okay because the sweet potato vine grows back so quickly, and it's not like they're eating the stems down to the soil. They're just eating the leaves off the top. So what I've learned is the sweet potatoes can take an amount of abuse, which is pretty interesting and fun. I'm only hoping that when it comes time to harvest that I have some decent sized tubers, potatoes, let's call them potatoes, yeah. Because I think there's some sort of tuber. Either way, potatoes, and they're not actually potatoes, that's a whole other thing. But hopefully I have a good harvest of them, and we'll see how that all pans out. So let's take a quick look at the plants over in the veg garden, rose garden. Let's take a quick look at the plants in the rose garden. Surprisingly, the deer have really left the rose garden alone for the most part. This past week, I have turned around, and I think you can see it in frame, moved my automatic sprinkler a little forward, put it on a stake, and that's just because the privet growing behind it was setting off the motion sensor at night. That was a recent project. Unfortunately, it creates a bit of a blind spot coming from the wood line behind you guys and coming from the far end over here. But I've been putting deer spray, I've been spraying the roses with deer spray, the daylily with deer spray, and again, the deer have been pretty much staying away from the space, which is good. Oh, that's a lovely, lovely, lovely Litchfield rose here. Just noticed. Between the deer eating the roses and me being busy doing various things, I haven't really had the time to enjoy the roses. But like I said, this past week or two, they've left the roses alone, and I think it's because I've been keeping up with the repellents. The motion sprinkler is doing its job. So right here in front of me, I have a little cluster of coleus. Again, these were just plants that were sitting on the potting bench. There's no design aesthetic for the rose garden yet, other than the main. I'm going to have the low edging of boxwood, and then the roses interdispersed with other shrubs, that kind of thing, with the privet along the outer edge. So far as companion planting or anything like that, it's just sort of willy-nilly. Again, nothing set in stone at this point. And I know in the future, when I get to the point, maybe 5 years down the road, I can turn around and say, you know what, I don't want these daylilies here, I don't want these peonies here, and I can move things around. I can dig them up and I can move them. It's not the end of the world. In fact, it's probably one of the best reasons to garden is that there's a lot of flexibility and forgiveness, I should say. So you can easily, for the most part, adjust things and change things. So yeah, anyways, pine bark mulch. I've never used it before, and this is the first time I'm using it. And again, the reason I'm trying it here in the rose garden is because the existing hardwood mulch that I've been using tends to get compacted and the weeds grow into it very easily. So I'm hoping that this will make a difference. I will continue beyond this spot. I have much more to mulch out here, and that back walkway, which I had turned around and weeded out recently, I can see a few weeds popping up now, which was expected. And I'll just take my Dutch hoe after the rains this weekend, clean them up, and then I'll probably start mulching all of that soon. Again, I just wanted to wait for some of those grasses to start coming up so I can get the roots out. It's important to get those roots out. Otherwise, you're just going to have a continuing problem. So I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can behind me, but again, I have those fence posts put in. That was really sort of the big thing I got done this week. It's not much. I got almost 20 posts put in, And so next week I'll start wrapping the fence, and we'll see how that project goes. I may need to make some adjustments so far as the corner, because I don't really have a corner post. I may need a corner post to sort of help make the fencing tight, because you really can't put too much tension on the little green posts. But we will see how that all pans out. So that's going to wrap it up for today. Again, not huge project things done this week. Got some weeding done and lawn maintenance, and that took a bit of time. And again, I'm not showing you guys that because it's pretty boring. But I did get some little, got little things planted in the garden, which is always a plus. I got the posts put in, so it's one step in the right direction. Sophie's getting bigger, aren't you? You are getting bigger. She's actually, it's starting to hurt my arm now holding her. I've been holding her for a few minutes now. She's getting big. The sun still keeps poking out, which makes things quite hot, and Sophie doesn't like the, Sophie doesn't necessarily like the heat. Oh, can't blame her. And the sky is looking gray over there, so maybe we will get that rain soon, I hope. Because this way I don't have to come out and water anything. That's going to wrap it up for today. Check out all the links below. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Click that bell icon to be notified when I do post up a new video. And I'm going to catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.